This is Mindfulness with Richard Clarke. I focus on mindfulness meditation. Listen, reflect, and deeply meditate. I'm Richard. Welcome. Today I'm going to talk about anxiety about the future, and certainly about what the future holds for people like us, especially regarding health and what will happen as we get older. Leads to anxiety for most people. The fear of becoming a burden on family or facing a decline in self-sufficiency is common. Fear of health care costs and disability issues are also common. Dealing with anxiety about the future, especially for those of us that are older, is something most people can relate to. Mindfulness meditation can be a good tool to ease that anxiety and bring a sense of calm and presence to the moment. Mindfulness meditation involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about being fully aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. When dealing with anxiety about the future, mindfulness involves acknowledging those anxious thoughts and gently redirecting your attention to the present moment. It's not about suppressing or ignoring these concerns, but rather observing them in a non-judgmental way. This non-judgmental part is key. Judgments start the cycle of reacting to these thoughts, and you want to just observe. Cultivating a non-judgmental awareness of your thoughts and emotions is key. Anxiety often arises from worries about what might happen in the future, and these thoughts sometimes can be overwhelming. Mindfulness encourages you to observe these thoughts without getting entangled in them. Mindfulness in the present moment is a transformative practice that involves consciously directing your attention to the current experience without judgment or distraction. It's a state of open and receptive awareness where you fully engage with the here and now. Imagine it as a gentle, non-judgmental observation of the unfolding present moment. The breath serves as an anchor, grounding you in the immediate sensations of breathing in and breathing out. You become attuned to the rhythm of your breath, which is a constant and reliable companion in the ever-changing landscape of the present moment. As you dive deeper into mindfulness, your awareness expands beyond the breath to encompass the rich tapestry of sensory experiences. Sounds come alive, whether it's the melody of a bird song or the hum of daily life. The tactile sensations of your surroundings, the warmth of sunlight, the coolness of a breeze become palpable, connecting you intimately with the physicality of the moment. Mindfulness, however, is not confined to the external. It extends inward, allowing you to observe thoughts and emotions with a peaceful detachment. Instead of being swept away by the currents of worry or anticipation, you watch these mental phenomena like clouds passing across the vast sky of your consciousness. There's a gentle acknowledgement, an understanding that thoughts come and go, and you remain the quiet observer. The practice of present moment awareness isn't about denying the path or dismissing the future. It's about fostering a balanced relationship with time. The past becomes a source of wisdom rather than a dwelling place, and the future unfolds with a measured, intentional approach. Mindfulness thrives in simplicity. Mundane activities, once overlooked, become portals to heightened consciousness, whether sipping a cup of tea or taking a leisurely walk. Each act can be approached with a deliberate presence. Life is no longer a series of tasks to rush through, but a collection of moments to savor. In the state of mindful awareness, there's a deepening connection to the essence of life. It's about being fully alive with each breath, each step, and each heartbeat. The present moment becomes a sanctuary, a refuge from the demands of past regrets and future uncertainties. Moreover, mindfulness isn't confined to formal meditation sessions. It becomes a way of living, a lens through which you view and engage with the world. Conversations become richer, relationships more meaningful, and challenges more navigable, all because you approach them with the clarity and centeredness that arise from being present in the moment. In essence, mindfulness in the present moment is an ongoing, unfolding journey. It's about cultivating a state of awareness that permeates every facet of your existence, fostering a deep sense of peace, resilience, and appreciation for the beauty inherent in the ever-changing now. And so now let's go through a guided meditation about anxiety about the future. Sit in a relaxed, alert posture. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Take a few deep breaths to settle into the present moment. Begin by bringing your attention to your breath. Notice the sensation of each inhale and exhale. Feel the rise and fall of your chest or the coolness of the breath as it enters and leaves your nostrils. As you focus on your breath, you might notice anxious thoughts about the future creeping in. That's perfectly okay. That's what we want to notice in this session. Acknowledge these thoughts without judgment. Imagine them as clouds passing through the sky of your mind. You don't have to engage with them, just let them drift by. Now, shift your attention to the sensations in your body. Scan your body and note places of tension. Release the tension. Notice the contact between your body and the chair. Feel the weight of your body. If your mind starts to wander into the future or get caught up in worries, just guide it back to the present moment by returning your focus to the breath. And now share compassion with yourself, to a loved one or friend, and to all people. May I be happy, healthy, and live with ease. May you be happy, healthy, and live with ease. May all people be happy and healthy and live with ease. Incorporate this into your daily meditation. The key is consistency. Regular daily practice can make a big difference in managing anxiety. Immersing yourself in the present moment can make a big difference in managing anxiety. And remember, mindfulness is not about eliminating all thoughts or emotions. It's about changing your relationship to them, creating a space where you can observe without reacting and being overwhelmed. Over time, this can lead to a greater sense of peace and acceptance, even in the face of uncertainty. Over time, the practice can empower you to face the future with greater resilience and a sense of inner peace. All right. So, Joyce, how was your meditation last week?
It was, most days was pretty good. There were some issues at the beginning of the week when I've been meditating up on the roof and they cleared everything to do the painting. And then you have to find your spot again. And you're right about the consistency being important. So if something is out of order,
Mm-hmm.
it's a little underlying anxiety or stress, finding your place to meditate and your time of day and all of that again. It's
Yes.
amazing how much habit is important to us.
Uh-huh. It's funny. I kind of laughed you talking about the anxiety of finding a place to meditate about anxiety. And, this, uh, for me, what has made a difference is to really turn it into a habit. And the habit for me involves doing it in the same time in the same place and having this regularity. So, that's just what my mind expects.
I think there's a comfort to doing something, in the expected time. It just puts I don't know how to say it other than a comfort, but it helps with the whole meditation process.
Uh-huh. Well, I think the mind likes to be quiet, even though it is for most of us, it's not very good at it.
It's true. Although I think most of us get better at it as we were younger. I mean, as we age. I mean, sorry, it's from because I'm thinking about when our daughter was a teenager and we had an exchange student, and I remember thinking that they could never be quiet, and as I get older, not only do I find it easier to be quiet in my mind, but I want it more
Hmm.
than you see with younger.
And it becomes easier. Part of that is habit. You learn how to do it, and this you want it is, I think, a key deal. In the kind of Indian tradition, there is one set of things that are what is called the requisites or the qualifications for enlightenment, and there are several of them, and the last is desire. And my teacher said that desire is the most important part. Because if your desire is high enough, you'll figure out how to deal with whatever you have to deal with.
Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
Now, for me, I meditate twice a day generally, and in the morning, before I meditate, I go for my morning walk. And for me, I found that helps to make the meditation deeper. It's easier, I think, to just kind of settle into it. And some of my morning meditations recently have been very good, and they kind of naturally, in the morning, I don't meditate with a timer. I just do it how long my body wants to do it, my mind wants to do it. And I've found myself again and again surprised when I look up at the clock afterwards that a bunch of time has passed.
That's good though, that you entered into it.
Uh huh. And, one of the things that I see for me, continuing to work on practice and notice what is working and adapt to what it's like now in my life is a real good process. Okay, so now let us do our meditation again. And mindfulness is present moment awareness, paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non judgmentally, fully receive whatever is experienced, then let it go. All right. And now we have a video, How to Live in the Present and Stop Worrying about the Future. I'm waiting for it to load. Excuse me. Come on, baby. And it doesn't like my internet connection.
Once upon a time, there was a young man named Brian who was always anxious about his future. He worried about his exams, his career, his relationships, and his health. He could never enjoy the present moment as he was constantly thinking about what might go wrong in the future. One day, he decided to visit a monastery surrounded by emerald green hills, hoping to find some peace of mind. He met a wise monk who agreed to teach him the secrets of happiness. The monk told Brian to follow him to a nearby lake. There, he asked Brian to fill a bucket with water and carry it on his head. He then instructed Brian to walk around the lake without spilling any water. Brian did as he was told, but he soon realized how difficult it was. He had to balance the bucket carefully, avoid any obstacles, and ignore the distractions around him. He could not look at the beautiful scenery, the birds, the flowers, or the people. He could only focus on the water in the bucket. After a while, the monk asked Brian to stop and put down the bucket. He then asked him, "How do you feel?" Brian replied, "I feel tired, stressed, and bored. I could not enjoy anything. I was only worried about the water in the bucket." The monk smiled and said, "That is how you live your life. You carry a bucket of worries on your head, and you miss the beauty and joy of the present moment. You are always afraid of losing what you have or not getting what you want. You are never satisfied or grateful for what you have." The monk then asked Brian to empty the bucket and fill it again with fresh water. He then told him to walk around the lake once more, but this time he said, "Do not worry about the water, just enjoy the walk. Look at the sky, the mountains, the trees, the flowers, the birds, and the people. Listen to the sounds, smell the fragrances, feel the breeze, and taste the air. Be aware of everything that is happening in the present moment. Be mindful and happy." Brian followed the monk's advice, and he felt a difference. He felt lighter, freer, and happier. He noticed the beauty and wonder of nature, and he felt a connection with everything and everyone. He smiled and laughed, and he even spilled some water, but he did not mind. When he finished the walk, the monk asked him again, "How do you feel?" Brian replied, "I feel amazing. I feel alive. I enjoyed everything. I was not worried about anything. I was just happy." The monk nodded and said, "That is how you should live your life. You should not carry a bucket of worries on your head, but a bucket of joy in your heart. You should not be anxious about the future, but be mindful of the present. You should not be attached to the outcomes, but be grateful for the opportunities. You should not be afraid of losing or failing, but be courageous and curious. You should not be dissatisfied or greedy, but be content and generous. You should not be unhappy, but be happy." Brian thanked the monk for his valuable lesson, and he decided to change his attitude and perspective. He realized that the present moment was the only moment that mattered, and that happiness was a choice that he could make. He learned to stop worrying about the future and to live happily in the present moment. Thank you and keep smiling.
All right, and let's meditate again. Just take a few moments to become fully present and take in everything presented by your senses. Be present here and now. Focus on body sensations. Then feel your breath in and out. All right. And let's close with our chant. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. All right, I often feel quiet after meditating. I think that's pretty natural.
I do too. Thank you very much for the meditation practice together.
You're certainly welcome. It's good to see you. I'm sorry you won't get to go with us Sunday when we're on the procession to the new church.
I'm sure that will be a wonderful event.
Well, it'll be fun. Carol found out that they're going to give us kazoos.
Oh, your inner child. That'll be great.
Yes, yes. Anyway, it'll be good.
Well, we'll look forward to being in the new church the next time we're in Chapala.
Uh-huh. Anyway, see you next week. Namaste.
Have a good week.
Good to be with you.
Take care.
You want deeper meditation, more peace, more happiness. Subscribe now to continue to find ways to get more from your meditation.